Bills, Broncos. What a great way to start off the weekend. So you just can't go wrong with overtime games in the NFL. And they changed the rules for Buffalo when they first played Kansas City, or the second time or whatever. Who cares? It was that magical game. But in the end of the day, it still didn't matter. No matter what, if the Bills go into overtime in the playoffs, it's not going to look pretty for them. Well, I guess they did beat Jacksonville last week, but that's fine. Whatever. Let's jump into the winners because that's what we do here first on the show. Shout out Josh Pete. So Broncos, bend, don't break. Bend, don't break, and they survived a yardage deficit. The Buffalo Bills had way more yards than them, but they capitalized off of turnovers. How many? 5. So I just can't stay in the Broncos team because whenever they're doing good, I go against them. Whenever I'm with them, they do bad, but at least they did good this time. But they did have a Buffalo Bills future. So net, I didn't really do that well on the day. So Bo Nix, 26 for 46, 279 yards, 3 touchdowns, including a clutch pass to Marvin Mims, and then also including an ankle that doesn't really function that well, so we're going to get to that in a moment. Marvin Mims, electric. 8 receptions, 93 yards. He really knew how to just catch the ball and then run the ball and get some first downs. Sutton, surprisingly quiet this game. So despite just not doing anything the second half, when they needed to turn it on, they did, and they got a 73-yard drive when they needed it big time. So the defense, they forced 5 turnovers, and that's really the whole story of this game. 2 interceptions, 3 fumbles against a Bills team that just didn't punt once. And what was even impressive is that there was no time left, and then you had Josh Allen scrambling. They knocked the ball out, they recovered it, and then they kicked the field goal. I mean, that is just such bad play calling. Should Josh Allen have held that and really just went down to protect his body alone? Yes. Did he? No. But that's just bad on the coach. But we're going to see about the coach's future a little bit later in the show. So, again, the Bills team didn't punt, which I guess is impressive, but then you turn the ball over 5 times, which is not impressive. McMillian, I think he made one of the plays of the game where he had the leaping interception against Brandin Cooks in overtime. Now, was that a catch, not a catch? We'll dive into that in a moment. Red zone, though, Buffalo, 3 of 5 in the red zone, field goals, which was huge for this Broncos defense. Overall, my team takeaways, Broncos offense just didn't mess it up, and the Bills were just hurting themselves. So that's all that really needed to happen. It's going to be next man up. Now, why? Because Bo Nix injured himself, and we'll get to that in a moment. The Buffalo Bills, again, they lost by 3 points. They dominated every single category on the scoreboard besides the score, which is bad. Josh Allen, 283 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Tragic. He did his own Superman thing. Now, did he make some more mistakes this game that are maybe a little bit uncharacteristic? Yeah, can I say that word right? No. Can I ever be a cartoon sketch person? No. I really failed in art class. It's bad, but it's fine. He had 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Very costly, and I don't know why. But when you go ahead and you look at the film, not all of them were completely his fault. Again, the one right before half, that was horrible. James Cook, that must be a fun. James Cook, 117 yards on 24 carries, but had a fumble in the Broncos territory, which again is bad. These little mistakes caught up to this Bills team, and they were great on 3rd down. I guess you can say that, 10 for 15, so you got to continue a lot of drives. And their defense, they played better than everyone's expecting. Everyone's expecting this Broncos team to run on them, and they held them. They held them pretty well, so that's impressive. Just 70 yards, but the pass rush, they put consistent pressure on Nix. So again, it was a great offensive line that this Broncos team has, but you still got after him, which is what's crazy in the end of the day. The overall takeaway from this game is just self-inflicted wounds from the Buffalo Bills, which creates such a what-if game. But the heartbreak continues. Buffalo yet to make a Super Bowl with probably the best quarterback in the league. By far, it's bad. He was emotional in the post-game conference, crying. Now, here's my take. Josh Allen crying, is that good or bad? I like it. Why not? You get a little bit emotional. It makes you see how much he wants to win. Sure, he has the fantastic wife. He has a baby on the way. He has a mansion. He's a stud. It must be fun to be his life. But in the end of the day, all this guy wants to do is just win for Buffalo. So I think that's still pretty great, showing how much he cares. I want him to win, just as long as it's not against the Eagles. Then I was rooting for him. Didn't work well. What are you going to do? This is the entire game right here. So the moment that shifted the game was in overtime. So the Buffalo Bills, they get a stop on this Broncos team, makes him punt. Josh Allen throws it deep to Brandin Cooks. Brandin Cooks catches the ball, has his knee on the ground, and then it gets stripped away from him. But the ball never touches the ground. So they call this an interception. Now, how we fast forward 24 hours. The same exact play happens with Davante Adams. His knee touches the ground. They rip him away from him before he can finish the catch, and they ruled it a catch for Davante Adams. So, did the Bills get screwed? Yes, the Bills absolutely got screwed. In my opinion, that's 100% a catch. If you have possession of it and you're an offensive player and something hits the ground like a knee or let's say 2 feet and it gets stripped away from you before you finish the catch, that's 100% a catch. It doesn't matter. Because like you can have 2 feet in and that's a catch, and they could rip it from you, that's a fumble. But when you have a knee, that is a player that is down. And guess what? They didn't count it. So honestly, I think that's absolutely ridiculous. The whole game could have shifted, but that's fine. It's whatever. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Overall, though, Denver is going to move on to the AFC Championship game, but they face a massive disadvantage. Why? Well, because Bo Nix is not playing in the game. Bo Nix got injured in one of the last 2 plays of the game where you're setting up a field goal. It was either one where he went out left or just a straight up just kneeling down. It was bad all around. So I do feel bad for Bo Nix. I feel bad for all these fans because like you're doing so good and then you're going to get in the AFC Championship game and then you're probably just going to get steamrolled by the Patriots. I'm sure the Sharps and everyone else are going to be like, well, the Broncos defense, I don't care. The Broncos defense is not as good as the Texans defense. We saw the Texans defense destroy this Patriots offense in a sense of turnovers, and at the end of the day, it didn't matter. This Patriots team still steamrolled them. So why do you think it's going to be any different in this round? I don't know. Loser, though, Buffalo Bills. Sean McDermott fired. So this is a big, big deal for the Buffalo Bills because I think he was there and had winning seasons and took them playoffs 7 out of 8 seasons. And with Josh Allen, though, getting the playoffs, getting to one AFC Championship game is just not enough. You have to actually go ahead and win and get to the Super Bowl. At least get to a Super Bowl appearance. Sure, should you have won a Super Bowl? Yeah. Is Josh Allen the best quarterback in the league? Yes. Have you done anything for him? No. So how is it that Sean McDermott's fired? I get that. But why aren't they firing the GM? You have not done anything to support this man, and yet you're just going to keep the GM out there. You're going to let the GM pick who? Keon Coleman again? I mean, this is getting out of hand, and I feel bad. It's like when you're playing a game of Clue, and then it's like, oh, well, who did in this? And then it's like with the candlestick, or it's with the flare gun. But it doesn't matter because in the end of the day, there's no items doing it. It's just the bad people. It's Sean McDermott and I forget the GM's name. I think it's like Joe or something in the draft room, and that's how they killed Josh Allen. It's really quite that simple. Sean McDermott, though, I'm sure he could get maybe another head coach. Nah, he probably won't get a head coach. Maybe, I don't even know what he would get. I honestly don't know. Whatever. I don't know. Sean McDermott, Philly guy. Shout at him, I guess. Look, Buffalo's going to enter in this offseason another time with them having their hearts ripped out in the end of the season. People, as we break into the next game, make sure that you guys are liking and subscribing for the show.